Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright, so we will start off here on FI's daily time frame, and I will point out that we did come up today and we filled that gap we spoke about yesterday. We got ever so close to it, which is why it was very likely going to be filled after this day right here. Now, I will point out, on the hourly time frame, we have literally broken down from this rising wedge, this massive rising wedge here, and you have now back tested that rising wedge. We could have a peak in, but I'm just going to say right now, today's rally was literally just back testing the rising wedge you broke down from. I will also remind everyone, we still have these divergences here on the hourly time frame over here in SPY. We still have the same thing going on over here on QQ. We have a whole crap ton of them. We come over to the 4-hour time frame on ES. You still have this, you have a quadruple bearish divergence going on, guys. This ain't going to end well, I promise. Well, I don't promise, all right? But I want to promise. All right, just know I want to promise you guys that, but, nothing's a guarantee. But, I kind of promise, all right? I'm just going to tell you right now, all right? Just literally, I'm not even going to try and convince you. Just use your own eyesights, okay? Yeah, that makes sense, Henry. Makes perfect sense. Guys, if my speech is, a little off, guys, guess what? It's been a long day, and your boy has just gotten out of work. I did get a taste, though, today. I'm so excited for Black Friday, guys. I got a taste today of how busy it's going to be on Black Friday, all right? There were people in my store that got out, over 10 devices today. I didn't do 10 devices. I only did 4. But the fact that it was super slow and I sold all 4 devices in, 2 hours shows me that, hey, give me a full-ass day of, a 12-hour shift, all right? Guys, I think I'm going to have my first common day. And I'm going to be very freaking excited, okay? I don't know if it's going to happen, but you know what? That'll be a big milestone in my little journey over here, all right? All right, but enough about Black Friday, which I hope everybody is going to have a lovely Thanksgiving with their family tomorrow. And then I hope everyone's going to have a jolly good Black Friday. Get those Black Friday deals while they are out. I'm just going to let you guys know, though, technology-wise, guys, you've been able to get these deals at Best Buy, at Verizon, at AT&T, at, Apple. You've been able to get a bunch of these deals just for the past week or two anyway. So that's what I really don't understand, why people, are not doing the shopping during that week. Most of the deals you're going to be getting, besides a Walmart, right? Walmart and, these big chains, those are going to have the Black Friday deals specifically on the day in the store a lot. But a lot of times they'll be online and stuff like that, and people just don't take advantage. So take advantage if you want to. All right? It's the one time of the year where you're going to get cheaper devices. Might as well take advantage. All right? As well as, even TradingView. You can lock in 70% off for the year. Guys, take advantage of these things. All right? It's just going to save you money over the next year. All right, guys. But back to the charts. I'm sorry I got a little ahead of myself there, all right? Yes, you are still right here on this trend line. I still hold the stance that if this breaks, it is probably going to be a bearish signal. Now, I had said the same thing over here on SPY, and I still think that is the case. When this broke, I think this was a bearish signal. But you could see how well this ES trend line really has held up, and you're continuing just to grind higher on it. If it breaks, get ready, all right? Now, I will also say right here, quadruple bearish divergence, NQ, quadruple bearish divergence, from right here to here to here to here, guys. It just keeps going. And same thing we had over there in SPY. NQ broke down from its trend line. Today's rally was just literally back testing it. So I'm just going to say right now, all right? I hate to say what I'm about to say, but I got more puts. I hate to say it. I really do. I really freaking do, all right? And I may add when I get any bit of confirmation, all right? But let's come over here to the hourly time frame. Let me show you what to be paying attention to on these smaller time frames. All right, what are you watching for, guys? We really do want to see a breakdown through this level right here. You want to see either this structure go out right there. You want to see that lower high fall by the lower low to confirm this head and shoulders formation here on the hourly time frame, or you want to see a quick flush under there, come back to back test there, find sellers right here, and there you go. You're now 100% in an hourly downtrend. All right, so those are the two scenarios that you really do want to see as confirmation. The confirmation part comes after this, all right? Once you break down and you have a hourly downtrend. We haven't had that for a while here. We've continuously made these, Higher lows, higher highs. All right. I told you guys, where was it? Oh, actually, right over here. We had this cell structure setting up here. It was possible. It wasn't, you know, we didn't have any confirmation or nothing like I just pointed out that we're going to need. Right here, there's your confirmation. All right. And then you can enter on the back. This is where you can enter right there. Or, you know, do what your boy is. But, you know, I'm also going to say it's risky potatoes, okay? Risky beans and potatoes up here because you have no confirmation. So just, you know, risk it. Risk the biscuit at your own dispense, all right? Know the risk. There you go. Options are a risky thing if you are choosing that as your vehicle. Futures do not have the theta, so as long as you get it before the, you know, that contract expires in December, no theta. So there you go. All right, but you had a similar setup right over there, and now I'm saying I'm looking for another similar setup to form over here. Bulls ended up prevailing over here, broke out to a new high, and you actually do have, you know, you have a pretty perfect break and retest going on right here. I know it's not super perfect, all right? Regardless, guys, that is what I'm looking for. That is really going to act as your confirmation here. I'm going to flash this again. Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. Now let's come over here to VIX. We're not just going to talk in circles today. Let's come over here to VIX. You're down here at support. We mentioned this yesterday. If you do end up moving up on SPY, VIX is going to come down here to the support, guys. It's at 1273. Your daily RSI is going to be oversold at that point. It's probably going to be right above 30 or at 30. It's currently at 34. Over here, it could bottom at 38. Over here, bottom at 37.50. All right. It doesn't typically, you know, get down to 30 every time. It really doesn't. You can see in barely any of these times we really get down to 30 before you put in that bottom. We could do something like this and put in some divergences, but you're still going to get these dead cat balances, which are going to bring moves to the downside over there on SPY. As you, like when you're doing that, that forms a divergence, a bearish divergence over there in SPY. Over here, it's forming the bullish ones, as you can see right here. All right. I don't think we're going to spend too much time down here. I think we're probably going to be bouncing off out of here. Now, I will also point this out. All right. What if this ends up playing out and this brings us to all-time highs over on SPY? Don't call me a permabull. Call me a realist. I've been pretty real. Sits. There you go, buddy. Trying to get out of the place. Yeah, you would have thought, buddy. You would have thought, buddy. Guys, if you want your dogs to listen, just know you like have to they have to understand you, all right? It's communication. I'm not talking just straight up discipline. There is discipline, but I wouldn't even argue I don't discipline my dogs. Like, what the heck does that even mean? All right, what I do is I hold my dogs to a high standard, all right? They know their job. Since they know their job, they know when they're not doing their job, you automatically correct. You do what I just did. It's literally, you know, guys, put that in your vocab if you have a dog. It'll change your dog life. Your human to dog life, I guess we could say. All right, because then it opens up like, hey, all right. And also, people say their dog's name, all right? You want good recall? Don't say your dog's name in a negative tone. Just never do it. I don't care if you're mad at your dog. Just don't do it, because that is the second you mess up your recall. Very simple things, guys, goes into dog training. That's, you know, what we just went over right there. That's kind of the basics. If you can understand that and you can implement that, everything else should pretty much fall into place. Add some gait training on top of that when they're a puppy. You know, continue that. You know, just let your dog know their job. And there you go. Communication is key. Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. You could talk to your dog. All right. VIX is down here at support. RSI getting down to 30. What else we got for you? DXY. You also got down here to the break and retest level right over here. And as you see, we did have this channel. I haven't been watching DXY for quite some time, but I did check it out over here. And guess what? All right. This looks like a really bullish candlestick midday, and I thought it was going to turn into something more. All right. Regardless, I think you're about to turn up over here on DXY. All right. You typically don't get down here too often on your RSI, but screw the RSI. All right. We are at a break retest level. We did have a hammer candlestick. We did have confirmation on the hammer candlestick. We're likely going higher. All right. You break above here and you want to see something like that form, like an inverse head and shoulders formation right there. You'd have a shoulder, you have a shoulder, you have a head. All right. Or what you want to see is you want to break above this high, come down here and put in or establish a higher low, break above here, right there. There's a confirmation. We likely are going to be starting this stair step up. That just, you know, these are the signs we look for. Right over here. Look, hammer candlestick, oversold RSI. Boom. Double bottom. Breakout from buy side structure. There you go. All right. So And just to, just to show anybody the significance of the double bottom, all right? I understand it doesn't automatically put in a higher low and a higher high, but what it does do is it puts an equivalent low right here. So second, first, all right? You establish your high, and then you break above the high. So that is your uptrend. All right, so there's that, because trend is neutral if you establish, a same high or same low. There you go. All right, guys, so I think that is pretty much all I really wanted to cover here in this video. We did manage to make this into a 10-minute video. You do have spinning tops and shooting stars across the board. Let's just take a look at some individual tickers and see how things are rocking. Let's actually take a look at Bitcoin before we go over anything individual. All right, Bitcoin, guys. I've shared my thoughts about this recently, all right? You're either going to, well, you're either likely going to do something like that, all right? And then you're probably, hype it up to the next resistance all the way up there. All right. Or you're about to break above here and do something like this. Do I think this second scenario plays out? No. I think this is very likely to play out. You did not get a pullback over here to establish a higher low. Now, yes, we're in a bullish trend. All right. But here on the weekly time frame, you want to get that pullback into a higher low. We just haven't done it. We did have a major breakout over here. So if you come back down into this level over here at 32K, I do think buyers are very much so going to step in. Why would they not? Let's look at it this way. Break and retest right here. Also, this is why we talk about these buy side structures pretty often here. You see this? Like, I understand it's not the prettiest picture, right? But, you guys can see what I'm saying. All right, guys, when stuff sets up, it sets up. All right, right over here, you had it head and shoulders that, everyone and their mothers was watching, and then it broke up the upside and just had a massive short squeeze. All right, now you have this going on, and I think we're probably going to get that, and that's probably going to do something like this, put in a bearish divergence, and maybe it keeps going. I don't know. We're probably going to eventually put in something like that. But I do think the overall market is going to pull back, and I highly doubt Bitcoin is going to, go completely against the, what's going on over there on the indices. All right, so those are just my opinions there. All right. Now, I actually do want to bring up SMH real quick right now. All right, so I am looking for that pullback. I'm just letting you guys know, or I'm looking for you to come all the way. This on the weekly time frame. Let's just look on the daily time frame. Let's actually clean up this chart. All right, so you do have a pretty key level going on right over here. You can see all the touch points. So I think you're probably going to either pull back to like 153-ish, which would be the break test of this, break and retest of this level right here. I was 152.63, so we can really do that. I'm actually going to keep that level 152.75. This seems like pretty ideal. All right. But yeah, you got your daily RSI all the way overbought right now. You have this going on right here. What if you literally put in like what we just covered? All right. Inverse. Okay. Hang on. Kind of a big guy. What if it's something like this? Like, that's what I'm talking about. These are the things that we're going to keep an eye out for because, these are the things that are going to be producing some market moves. I think that's probably what we have queuing up, right? I think this is very much so a bullish move. And I think that was wave one, just like on SPY. I was talking about that for quite some time over here on SPY. Didn't matter if you're bullish or bearish. You had 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we got here, guys, you were either going to do this and have your corrective rally here, a 3-wave corrective sequence, then maybe have another 5-leg push lower, or you're going to come down, break this low. I just knew the golden pocket was down here, so I was like, downside was limited. Guess what? Downside was limited. You definitely got bought up, and this ended up being the 5th wave. We knew you got bullish on this leg down right here because you're either going to make a higher low, an equivalent low, or you're going a little lower. And then you're going to have this. All right. Now, did I think it was going to go straight up? No. But if we just had a 5-wave push lower, you're going to at least have a 3-leg push higher as a corrective sequence. All right. Or you're going to completely do something like what we're doing right now, and you're going all-time highs, baby. And that's what I think is going to be taking place. Now, again, don't take me as a permabull. I'm not a permabull, I promise. All right. I'm not a perma bear. I'm not a permabull. I'm simply looking at the charts, and this is what I'm seeing. Okay, I mean, I made it pretty clear in my weekly update how I'm viewing this. All right, we were looking for this cup or this handle to establish off this giant cup all the way up here at resistance, up here at our supply zone. Come over QQ. While we were looking for the same exact thing, it turned into a perfect bull flag. Boom. Now you broke the July top. All-time high incoming. Whether you like it or not, that's like, 9 to 1 odds right now. That's where you're going. All right. 9-to-1 odds you go straight up? No. All right. I say you do this and then you do this. All right. That's the 9-to-1 odds. All right. Okay. Now, let's cover SMH. Let's go back over there because I didn't finish saying what I want to say. SMH was leading, and then we got this red day over here. And I was saying, hey, is this, it led the rally up. We knew it was definitely, it was leading the rally up. You also broke the July high. So I was like, QQ is probably going to be doing that next. All right. QQ did end up going pretty crazy. Pull back, and then you went pretty crazy over here. All right. But SMH, guys, it led the way higher. It led the, yesterday it gave us a red bar. Did we have a red bar over on these other guys? No. All right. You had weakness over in SMH. We talked about this. The semis, they are a leading indicator. SMH did get a decent size red bar today off of heavy volume. Your RSI is still at 670, like, everything else we're taking a look at. But now come over here to QQQ. All right. You got a spinning top and you're up on the day. Do I think this holds? No. I think this is going to hold. And I think we're probably, you could keep grinding higher. I'm not saying you can't keep grinding higher. I'm just saying you're going to get this pullback whether you like it or not. All right. You have these 4-hour divergences forming, and I'm not getting pissed or anything like that. I'm just talking quick because I want to finish this video. But I'm telling you right now. All right. Right there. That does not lead to more upside. Right there. It never went to more upside. It went to straight up downside. You gave back the whole move. I don't think you get back this whole move. I think you come back down over here, maybe back test this trend line, maybe come all the way down here. I don't know. Who cares? All right. But you had a $46 move up on it. Actually, we made new highs today. Did we make new? Yeah, we did. You sold off into the end of the day, though. All right. Because we're talking $47 move now. $47 move. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. All right. But guess what? This whole move was off decreasing volume. So, yeah. Damn right, I'm going to put 2 and 2 together. I understand the short squeeze fuel behind the rally, but no way this thing is not going to get a pullback. It's illogical. All right? And it can. Maybe I'm in denial, but I'm just telling you, there's no way this thing is not going to get a pullback. It's the whole thing has been off decreasing volume. You're at a 70 RSI. You have like the world's largest bearish divergence going on over here on NQ and ES. All right? Yeah, no, where was the last time you formed something like this? Last time you put in this much time up here was literally at this top. All right. Right here. You see what I'm saying? All right. And but even when you, start putting divergence right here, you had a full on reset of the RSI. You're just not getting that right now. All right. Let's go into the bull market. Okay. Can we do this for a while? Yeah, I guess, look at that. You actually stayed up there for a very long time. And even when you pulled back, you kind of just went flat. And then eventually you pulled back, but that's 30 days later. All right, so yeah, you fell 4%, but that's 30 days later. Now, I do think we're in a higher volatility environment than what you got going on here. I don't think we got the conditions to do that. All right, but I am just showing this is possible. But, I'm not saying that's going to happen. This looks more like a crash. All right, that is a 10% move to the downside. I don't think we're giving back the entire move. I will be so straight up with that, guys. I told you the other day. I made a long-ass video about it. Why? Because I want to be very clear in that video to not get anybody confused. I am mid to long-term bullish. I think we're going all-time highs. All right. This move proved it. Did I think it was going to go straight up? I knew we were going to see a violent move to the upside. I didn't know it was going to be straight up, but I think that, the guys that showed me the market is definitely strong right now. And this was wave 1. What do you think happens when you get wave 2 and then wave 3? And guess what? You already broke the July high on QQQ. So, it's not a, corrective sequence. So guess what? We just had wave 1 over here on QQQ. Right? I know I'm talking pretty quick here, but even slow me down if you really need to, guy. I got you. All right. But guess what? All right. If you just had this was your bearish sequence. All right. You continuously made these lows 5 legs lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3 impulsive waves lower. Guess what? If this was going to be a corrective sequence, you would not have broken where you started here. It is an impulsive series higher. Guess what? What does that entail? We're going to make this a green thing because it's going to be an impulsive series. You can get a flat and maybe stall at all-time highs. All right. But I'm just going to tell you right now, you're probably going to get something like this. Probably something pretty similar to what we got going on right here. All right. I understand. A lot of people are going to be like, Henry, you're crazy. You're a permabull. Shut up. All right. But I'm going to tell you right now. All right. The fact that you broke this high tells me this is not going to be a corrective 3 wave sequence. This is going to have 5 legs to it. I do think it's going to be a violent 5 legs. I think we're going to have a violent pullback here, and it's probably going to get eaten up pretty quick. I think, we're probably going to dip into, maybe end of November, maybe early December. We're going to say over the next, listen, we've rallied for quite some time now, but it really hasn't been too much time. So any pullback on it, I don't think we're going to spend as much. Like, this is 4 weeks here, right? 4 weeks. But guess what? Well, it's like it's 3.5 weeks we've spent going up. I think the pullback's probably only going to be 1 to 2 of that. I don't think we're going to match 3 to 4 weeks on the pullback. Look at this. Look at this. 3 weeks down, 2 weeks up. 3 weeks down, 3 weeks up. 2 weeks down, then you switched it, all right? And guys, I'm serious. Please do not just turn perma-bearish on the market because you think, this is irrational. No, guys, let's just talk about structure here. You broke the high. This is impulsive. On that pullback, don't stay short, okay? But, let's also discuss right now. This is why I want to be clear. Short term, I am definitely decently ass bearish here, okay? Pardon my French, all right? But let's just look at this, okay? And by the way, increasing volume on this. So you do know there was a lot of participation today. It's not a bullish candlestick. Something is going on here. Some guy took a big position. How do we know that? Because doji candlesticks represent low activity. All right, low activity, low volume is what should be in those candlesticks because they're indecision. There shouldn't be a lot of cards changing hands here. What do we have going on right here? We have high volume. Well, it's not high as in these 3 days right here, or that there, that there, or that. But you see what I'm saying? You have increasing volume, yet we had the same amount of action as we had the day before that. I understand you're up on the day, but guess what? Intraday with this volume, you had the same amount of action. So we do know someone took positions today. Let's actually come down to the 5-minute time. I'm interested now. Okay, I got myself interested over here. All right, so we started out over here. All right, you see the volume spikes. All right, volume spike number 1. Yeah, volume spike number 1 is on a bearish candlestick. Volume spike number 2 is on a bearish candlestick. All right. Number 3, I guess we could say right here, bearish candlestick. You do have I guess you have a bullish volume spike right here and here. All right. But you got an inverted hammer going on over here. You got this one. That was a green body bar. All right. But you see these spikes right here. They're bearish candlesticks. All right. And you get the bulls coming right here. Oh, bears on these bearish candlesticks. You saw this volume spike. You did see buyers stepping in over here. All right, guys, so I guess we could say it's pretty mixed, but I am going to say from the book of volume price analysis, 100% the candlestick is lying. All right, if the volume's looking like this, someone took a position today. That's all I'm getting at. I somehow managed to turn a 10-minute video into 23 freaking minutes, all right? It's okay, guys. We have a jolly good time here on these videos, and when we do the end of the day videos, let's look at it this way. We all get out of 9 to 5s or whatever the heck you work. Even if you don't work a 9 to 5, you should be probably, unless you work the night shift, you're probably getting out around the time I put out these videos when I get out of work anyway. So, and then we get to relax at the end of the day together and prepare for moving forward. I think it sounds like a pretty solid plan if you ask me. All right. So, and I do hope you guys enjoy hanging out with me as well. I definitely enjoy hanging out with you guys each night making these videos. All right. They are definitely just, I don't know, honestly, I'm just kind of sitting here laid back at the end of the day. I've had to, deal with customers for most of the day. It was busy. It was not busy for a while there. It was for hours. There was no one. And then it was a rush. So I think it's going to be like that all during Black Friday. So I'm pretty excited for that. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But yeah, I do enjoy hanging out with you guys. It is definitely, I don't know. At this point, it is a stress reliever, just being able to come on here and just really just talk about what we're seeing. It's not all in my head, all right? Guys, if you don't have a YouTube channel, your charts are just in your head. I have documentation of everything I say, so that's pretty darn stinking cool. Pretty cool, all right? And guys, our community is almost at 4,000 subscribers. That's really freaking cool, okay? We're going to have 4,000 people tuning in. That is massive, okay? In this space, that is pretty darn stankin' decent. I do say so myself, all right? And honestly, on average, guys, we're getting 1,000 views as well. Guys, there's 1,000 of us hanging out together discussing charts each night. That's pretty freaking cool as well, all right? That's cool. And guys, I'm just going to let you know, all right, eventually we will have live streams back. So that will be a thing right now. So I work all day on Sunday, and then I still work at the restaurant on Saturday. So I cannot just stream on Saturday. But guys, in the, like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but you know, over the next 6 months, I'm not going to be working at the restaurant anymore. I'm just not. All right. I'm giving myself some time to build up this skill set to, you know, put it on the table, you know, but, which honestly, guys, it's going perfectly fine right now. And I just started. Like, I am, you know, a month and a half, 2 months in, and all right, I got to stop talking about the new job and just get back to the charts. All right, we're going to look at some individual tickers. All right, guys, all I'm saying, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Tesla got a big, fat, nasty rejection. Lower volume, though. That is going to definitely be noted. Okay, lower volume sell right here. Decent sell, 4%. Guess what? You started getting bought up the next day, and you had a full-on rally. And guys, congrats to anybody who did end up playing this inverse head and shoulders formation. We called out this back test during this, you know, this video. I think it was on the weekly update. All right, but you got Tesla not looking too bad, but I'm just going to say right now, you do have a double top, and this is going to be your neckline. So if you're trading Tesla, your key, your line in the sand here, if you're playing the long side, your line in the sand is going to be 226.54. That is going to be the neckline from here to here. There you go. If you break it, you're probably going to get this move right here, and then this is what you could play. Boom, ba, bing, boo, pow. That's a decent-ass move lower. Oh, support. So, you guys, exciting stuff. Okay, exciting stuff. You got one touch. No, you got a whole lot of touch points. Wowza. Look at these guys. Holy sweet baby Jesus, all right? 1, 2, almost 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. All right, guys, you break 226, what was it? 226.54. You're likely coming all the way down here to 206.50, 207. Sorry, Tesla bulls, that might be on the table. Or you could just be consolidating. But, you know, we're going to have to see how that plays out, all right? Apple. All right, what do we got? We got a shooting star going on over here. We did also just fill the gap over here on Apple, and we're stalling out just like over there on SPY. We have gone a little higher. Guys, we're not too far off of all-time highs here. And we do have, just like I pointed out over there, decreasing volume on the whole entire move. I don't think it's going to hold. I think you are at least going to see this pullback right here to 180. That means you can be buying December 29 puts, or I mean, I don't think it's going to take that long, but you know what, guys? I've learned my lessons with some swing positions. All right. If you're taking, you know, a multi-$1,000 position, Henry, I'm talking to myself. Talking like I was just saying. And then do I go back and watch all my videos? No, I think that would take a lot of time. All right. I typically also remember, just because, you know, the charts don't change. They change day to day. All right. We could see some pretty crazy, especially in this market. We could see some pretty crazy things. All right. But, you know, I still, you know, constantly look at the charts regardless throughout the day. So that's also, you know, I'm kind of always thinking about charts. I'm gonna be honest, which is kind of exciting because I don't even think that I think about charts too much. It's kind of just my second language, and I just can continuously just check the phone whenever I want. I'm like, oh shit, that just happened. Regardless, guys, I think you're at least gonna get this pullback. I think it will pay well. All right, 190 puts on Apple are not too much. Okay, which means if you're catching a $10 move down and you get the middle of December, or you get, you know, end of December, or even January if you really want to go that far. All right. That's what I did. That's what I did on Oxy over here. I think Oxy is going to do decent. I'm just letting you guys know. And you did actually have buyers stepping in today. I wish I saw this. Maybe, no, I probably wouldn't have added a contract, guys. All right. But yeah, I'm going to tell you guys right now, January contracts on Oxy, I think it's a super, super, super safe bet. Why do I think this? All right. You just broke out from your falling wedge here. You're having buyers step up right here. Yes, it was a lower low here, but you do have this divergence going on over there. All right, but the fact that you got this volume spike going on that just, you know, straight up green from the open. So all of this volume is bullish, okay, which means you're probably going to see some continuation. Maybe you get no, because you didn't get a big move at all right? You had a volume spike on this day. You had a big, fat, nasty 4.5% move the other day with a 2% to 3% gap up, it looks like. That's what I think is probably incoming for this ticker, right? So it's solid setup over here. I called it out the other day, but very solid looking setup. And the other one I'll point out right now is Baba, all right? Baba, all right? I am debating, but also I don't want to really get too, I don't want to go on the long side here. The reason I like Oxy, I pointed out the other day, you come over to CL, and CL just had broken out. Why is it, did I click on a different contract than I charted on the other day? No, I guess I just deleted my freaking lines. What the heck, bro? Here you go, dude. Oh, look at this. So you're literally just back testing that right now. So I just want to point out, you know, you can even close back in here. I still think this is bullish structure going on. What I will point out is that so far, you have a high, you have a lower high, a lower low, lower high, boom, bop, bing, boop, pow, higher low. Give me this on, you know, after back testing this, and that will be beyond sexy if you could just break out from there. But on top of that, you're going to have this formation going on over here. I think this is beyond a sexy setup. And oil tends to, you know, decently often move opposite to the market. So if we are, you know, going to bet that a pullback is extremely likely going to happen, and crude looks like this, and then oxy looks like that, pretty identical to this, except, you know, that wick there just didn't do that. All right, you know, look at this over there. You came back in, whereas, you know, over here on CL, you just didn't end up doing that. You're holding it. All right, but yeah, inverse head and shoulders on the daily time frame, you could clearly see it over here on the hourly time frame. We can actually come over here to the 4 hours, pretty clear. All right, but you know, I think this thing is going to be bought up, and Oxy could, you know, pay out a lot of people a lot of money. That is something to keep on your radar. I think it's top watch as of right now. That's my personal opinion. Guys, Disney finally ended up running. That's massive, but it's all on declining volume. Look for that pullback. Where are you stalling out? Right here, exactly spot on resistance. No doubt about it. This is why we do the videos. This is why we prove every single night that TA is a thing. Because it, well, you know, we can't prove it every night. Well, we can prove it by doing things like this, but then we got to see things play out. And that's going to take, like, you know, time. All right, there's that. But yeah, Disney's whole run has been off declining volume, guys. Honestly, at least look for a pullback here to this 91 area for the break and retest. You had a false breakout over there. I remember that thing. But guess what? You finally broke out on the weekly time frame from this wedge here. I think this thing is going to pull back and then it has some more legs. All right, something to keep on your radar. All right, guys, we are going to be closing out this video pretty soon. But guys, what would we be doing if we didn't take a look at the bad boy himself? All right. Do you dance? Do you dance? Do you dance? Look at that guy. Look at this volatility we got on Nvidia. I actually played Nvidia Lotto today. All right. It did end up paying. Your boy didn't take his profits over there. We caught some of his dump. It was up like 200% on a Lotto. And yeah, I did not see this. I was started consolidating. I'm like, okay, no, I'm still up like 100%. And then it started going. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, everything took a giant dump except AMD over here. AMD had a great, amazing day. So as Nvidia died, AMD pumped. I can't tell you why this happened. It just is a thing. Guys, we've now turned this video into 32-minute videos. That's super cool. All right, super cool. See, that's what I was saying. My wording, guys, my brain ain't functioning. That's the thing I was trying to tell you guys at the beginning of the video. I was like, okay, I'm gonna acknowledge before I, you know, mess up my wording. All right. I'm going to acknowledge that I'm definitely, you know, this after a long day, I'm retired. So I have an excuse there. This thing isn't a giant bull flag. Does anybody see what I see right here? It's actually, you know, I still think, you know, Oxy is the sexiest setup on the market. But what is this thing going on over here on AMD? You got a fresh break here. All right. Oh, with that nasty wick, though. That thing looks like it's probably going to die. All right. You're probably going to come all the way back down here and have a $10 pullback. All right. All right, guys. Now I am actually going to just look at the king himself, and we are going to close out the video after this. All right, RSI is now turning down off of 70. Okay, I think you had a bearish divergence going on over here. 70.04 right there, 70.75 right there. You did have this bearish divergence going into earnings. Congrats if you did short off of the open. Maybe you made life-changing money. All right, I unfortunately did not short right off the open. I, you know, saw and I was like, oh, why? I know Nvidia is notorious to do big moves. Strangle is the way. But yeah, I'm just saying right here, you did end up breaking down through this low. We are looking for that pullback. You've had an absolute monster move here. You almost did get the break and retest. You pretty much started getting buyers right where you broke out from. So that's pretty cool. But I do think it's very likely maybe you get a little bounce here and maybe you go something like that and put it in a lower high because you did have that lower wick here off of heavy volume. And if we look, I'm sure like a lot of that volume is going to come from the bears, but I'm sure a lot of it's also on the bull side. I think we're going to get a very big pullback over here in Nvidia, probably to 450, guys. We just had a $100 move on Nvidia. All right. Maybe you do have, a, extension of this move right here. We just start running our butts off. Okay. Maybe it literally gets all the way up there and it'll be really freaking crazy. Okay. But I'm just going to say right here, I'm on the same wavelength with this ticker that I was pointing out over there on QQQ. Guys, and SMH, you broke out to a new high. This cannot be corrective. It's just the rules, okay? If you want to, prove to me that it was, a big phony over here, and we're not about to rally to all-time highs over here again, all right? If you want to prove to me, I want to see bear structure like this on the daily time frame. Doesn't really matter how it sets up. I want to see your high here because you broke out to a new high. So if you break out to a new high, it's not, it's impulsive. It can't be corrective. And guess what? If we establish this low, it will be a higher low. But then if you have a lower high or an equivalent high, it could be an equivalent high. All right. And then you break this and have the lower low, then it does prove that this was a fake move. And we'll point out the rally was off of decreasing volume. You can see it from right here. It starts right here at this green candlestick. I'll just zoom in for you right here. And the whole rally up until this point right here, you had bears volume. Then you gapped up and it looks like, a lot of it formed a shooting star candlestick. So you clear as day did have buyers push you up and then sellers push you out down, they closed you, not at the low, but pretty close to the low there, or within 0.8% of this previous high. So that's where you had to spike. And then on these other two bullish days, you had this declining volume. All right. You had this bull day right here, low volume. Okay. Big bull day right here, not the biggest volume. And then you have this massive volume on bearish days. So I am going to say, I do think Nvidia does get a further sell-off. Pretty deep sell-off. Now, am I telling you to short this thing? No, this thing continuously squeezes out shorts, all right? You think QQQ and SPY have been bad? Imagine trying to short this because you thought this was going to stall right here. And then it just goes, it probably would have been pretty equivalent because Nvidia contracts are pretty, OP expensive anyway. But yeah, guys, all right. The beast himself, the king, is probably going to set something like this up. Minimum, I don't even want to say minimum, all right? This is what is possible here. So I'm going to give these two scenarios for you guys, and I'm going to close the video out here. All right, because we are getting there. And I have a problem with, at the end of the night when I record these videos, they just turn into such long videos. I just can talk about charts for so long because I just don't get to do it during the day, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I miss talking to people. I've actually never talked to people about charts, though, right? That's the thing. Just haven't been time. I got the Discord and the YouTube, but I just haven't had a lot of time recently. But, then whatever. It is whatever. It is whatever. But also, like I said, eventually, I'm not even going to be working 2 jobs, and that's going to just be really cool. All right, just to completely shift into something else, and it's just going to be really cool. Scenario number 1. All right. Well, we have 3 scenarios we're talking, okay? Scenario number 2. Low, lower high, or equivalent high. Break it with the double top. Scenario number 3. Boom. Scenario number 3 is you visit the golden pocket. All right. This is what I'm saying. This is on the table. Nvidia is a drastic little queen over there. I know I called him king, but we're rocking both genders on this ticker right here. Okay. All right. So Nvidia, further pullback. I think this is a very bullish chart, though. I'm just going to say that. All right. I was pretty bullish down here. Literally at the bottom, I told people, I don't think you should be shorting this right at support. With the RSI also down there with the bullish divergence, it was just looking so right. All right. With that being said, I will catch y'all in the video. That's what I'm saying. Holy Jesus. With that being said, I will catch y'all in the next video. I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their night. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.